German beer. These are examples of a Festbier and a Maibock. And today we will compare them side to side. It's from the same brewery, which is extra fun, Zoller-Hof in the southwest of Germany. Not in the state of Bavaria, as I said in a previous video. The state in the most southwest part of Germany is called Baden-Württemberg. And there is a town called Sigmaringen, where the Zoller-Hof brewery is located. This Festbier was one of my favorites last year. I can't really remember how it tasted, but I still have the videos. This is the more modern version of the Festbiers. If you think of the Mätzens, the darker beers, as bread crusty, almost cookie doughy, these paler Festbiers are more like the traditional Helles. I know some people call all the Festbiers Mätzens, and I'm not an expert, so maybe that's true. But for me, I make a distinction between the darker and the paler ones. I do remember last year I had the Irlbacher, which was almost as pale as the regular Festbiers, but it tasted almost like a Mätzen. But this one is more like Paulaner or Spaten Oktoberfest beers. And the Zoller-Hof Maibock is also one of my favorites. I have only tried 3 German Maibocks from what I can remember, but still I like the Schwarzbier as well, so this is becoming a favorite brewery. So right now, how I'm thinking about Helles, Festbier and Maibocks is that you start around 4.5 up to 5% ABV. And there you have a regular Helles or Southern Pilsner. I'm guessing Zoller-Hof has one of those beers as well. That would be interesting to taste. Then you add 1% of ABV and you get the Festbier. And then you add another percent, and then you have the Maibock. And of course there will be other differences as well. I know many of the Helles has 100% Pilsner malt, and I think both these beers have more mixed malt kinds. I only have one Zoller-Hof glass, and I thought we could try the Maibock in that one. And then I took Oktoberfest Maas version. One with the least noticeable logo. Do you recognize this? It's Hofbräu, but it's hard to see at the distance, which is good. I don't want to confuse anyone. The bottle caps are identical. Let's start with the Festbier, because that has lowest ABV. Always when I open the first beer of the day, especially when I haven't eaten or drinking in a long time, as usual. It's just such a treat. So this bottle has been standing in my fridge since last October, saved exclusively for this video. This means it's not the freshest, but it still has 2 months left on the expiration date. Sweet and fruity lemon zest, almost like lemonade. Soft herbal notes and something almost creamy. I mean, like, actual cream. It's a nice earthiness as well. I recorded the Maibock video the day before yesterday, and in my mind it's a similar aroma, but softer. It's earthy and herbal. None of the berries that I felt in the Maibock, but let's open that one as well. And let's see if the experience is the same as for 2 days ago. The Zoller-Hof Maibock only has 6.5% ABV, which I think is on the lower end of alcohol strength for this style. If this doesn't make you excited, I don't know what will. The Festbier actually looks a bit darker. I don't think it is just because it's more liquid. Well, maybe there isn't such a big difference. Let's sniff the Maibock again then. I'm not sure if you can smell alcohol. Or maybe there are aromas that you usually find together with the higher alcohol, but it is more intense and also has that smokiness again, the salami note, which I don't find in the Festbier now. I almost get like dry hay, more fruits in the Maibock, more of the apricot, but also like a marmalade, red berries and orange, I guess. The Maibock smells fresher, which it is, of course. I hope the hops in the Festbier haven't mellowed too much. But let's dig in. The Festbier first. Prost, cheers, skål. Nice malt base, a bit herbal. When you don't have the fruits and the marmalade and all that, you notice the malt more. Yeah, like freshly baked white wheat bread. You have orange and lemon zest. Pretty low bitterness, but there is a little hint in the finish. Nice herbal notes as well, but it could show its age, maybe. I don't really trust my memory, but I thought it tasted more when I had it in October. Now it's May, of course, so a long time ago. But I must say I enjoy it. It's really sessionable, but you can feel the higher alcohol. It's not just a regular Helles. What is that taste? How does alcohol taste? Is it a bit of apricots? It has some floral notes as well, or honey, I guess you could say. Yeah, I just want to dig back in again and again, which is a good sign. But let's have a sip of water and then try the Maibock. Prost! Yeah, more apricots, bitter orange, some sort of marmalade with blackberries. Nice malt base here as well, more like rye bread, but more sour and bitter compared to the Festbier, and less herbal, I guess. Or is that more hidden? Yeah, I got the herbs now, together with all the fruits. You have orange zest there as well. They are both really nice. When I try them back and forth, I notice more of bitter orange, almost grapefruit, in the Maibock, and kind of a lemon seed kind of bitterness. And because the Festbier doesn't really have that, makes it more sessionable. For me, the video with the Maibocks, 4 Maibocks at the same time, was a bit much, but when I'm drinking them like this, I'm still really enjoying both. It would be so interesting to compare a Helles, a Festbier and a Maibock. I wonder if I can get all 3 from the same brewery. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestion. You also notice more of an alcohol warmth and maybe also a more dry feeling in the mouth a few seconds after the sip. Let's compare. Yeah, the Festbier doesn't dry out the mouth in the same way. There is still saliva, and every time I return to the Maibock, it's like it's so fresh, so full of flavor, and the Festbier is more subdued. The Maibock is of course much fresher, but it could also be that with the high alcohol, which amplifies the taste and maybe notes from the yeast as well, you just get more flavor. But I don't think I can drink as much of it as this one, obviously. Not just because how dizzy you get, but you will get sick of this flavor explosion after a while. It also feels like it's more Munich malt, Vienna malt, something like that, than the Festbier, which mostly has Pilsner malt, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's strange, because when I go back to the Festbier, it's like, this is what I like. But then again, when I go back to the Maibock, oh, there is so much flavor. So maybe this pairing was perfect actually. You don't get fed up with either of them when you alternate this way. So the biggest difference I can feel is the fruits in the Maibock, more of the apricot, the marmalade with the berries, and also the malt base, which is more maybe bread crusty, like a mix of wheat bread and rye bread toasted in a pan. Also a higher amount of the bitter orange. I do get it now in the Festbier as well, but the Festbier has a brighter malt base and kind of lighter overall. Yeah, I really enjoyed both of them. Click here for more Maibocks and here for more Oktoberfest beers. Thank you for watching and remember, drink responsibly.